This is RTV6 News at 6, working for you.
The government's telling people to go home and stay home. But for many Hoosier children, it's a dangerous place to be. I'm Kara Kenny. Will tell you what you can do to protect Hoosier children.
We're working to find out how a local company is using the resources they already have to create a product that's in high demand right now. I'm Nicole Griffin tonight in Wayne Township, talking with the superintendent of the district and also parents about the challenges they are facing right now with e-learning.
Police officers and first responders are still answering the call for duty. I'm Stephanie Wade with what they're asking from the public tonight.
And we are dealing with a changing situation day by day, even minute by minute. And RTV6 is standing by its commitment to serve you through the closures, shutdowns, and social distancing. Thank you for joining us this evening. I'm Amanda Starantino. Mark Mullins is off tonight. New today, a third person has died in Indiana from COVID-19. And as the state tries to slow down the spread of the coronavirus, we are also tracking the cases for you every day. In Indiana, our cases now stand at 79. That is up 23 from yesterday. Each day this week, the number of new cases from the day before has gone up. All three Hoosiers who have died were over the age of 60, but leaders say every age group needs to guard themselves. Globally, there have been over 266,000 cases, nearly 17,000 of those in the U.S. More than 11,000 people have died from COVID-19 worldwide since the outbreak began. Italy's death count has risen above China's. Over 87,000 have recovered. And child advocates are concerned about the impact the coronavirus and social distancing is having on our most vulnerable children. They are worried fewer people will report child abuse and neglect, all while kids get fewer and fewer services. RTV6 reporter Kara Kenny joins us now with why this is happening and what you can do about it.
Children aren't going to school and they're not going to playgrounds either, which is how child abuse and neglect is often spotted, and that has child advocates concerned. Tiffany Sanders is a foster parent living in Indianapolis with her 6 kids, 4 biological and 2 foster kids from the state's child welfare system. Like so many parents, Tiffany is stressed dealing with working from home, e-learning, and her kids aren't getting all the services they normally get.
Some of the concern is the accessibility of any supports and resources, things like therapies. We're working with the therapy offices to do virtual therapy. So again, it'll be challenging to try to figure that out.
The Villages is trying to support foster families by doing virtual visits and asking you to write cards to families caring for children who've been victims of abuse or neglect.
So has the Villages. We need to remain, high touch. I was on a national call this week, and it was interesting to me. We were talking about, we're calling this social distancing, but really it's physical distancing. We don't want to distance ourselves socially. We need to be as connected as ever by phone, by cell phone, by FaceTime.
Sandy Runkle with Prevent Child Abuse Indiana is concerned because children aren't going to school, after school clubs and church, places where trusted adults can make sure they're okay. Add to that, children are spending more time online and with video games.
Perpetrators are at home playing online video games too, perhaps grooming children knowing they're online more frequently now, so there's more of a risk factor.
They're calling on neighbors, mail carriers, cable technicians, garbage collectors to keep an eye out and report suspected child abuse and neglect. They also recommend parents take care of themselves to try to reduce stress, get outside, talk to someone, seek therapy if you need to. Tiffany Sanders is trying to make the most of this.
Making lots of cookies and brownies and not sweating the small stuff.
To report child abuse and neglect, call the Indiana Department of Child Services hotline at 1-800-800-5556. Reporting in Indianapolis, Kara Kenny, RTV6.
And if you would like to make a card for a vulnerable child, you can mail them to the Villages of Indiana, care of Sharon Pierce, 3833 North Meridian Street, Indianapolis, Indiana, 46208. And one of the biggest new developments today, all Goodwill stores in central and southern Indiana are closing until further notice to try to help slow the spread of COVID-19. Goodwill says it will still accept donations during limited hours. We will post those on the IndyChannel.com. And a quick rundown of some other major changes announced this week that can affect your life. All Indiana schools are suspending classes until at least May 1st. The BMV is waiving most late fees for Indiana residents. Many non-essential businesses are closing, like Madison County announced Thursday. And most 24-hour groceries have moved opening hour to 7 or 8 a.m. Local distilleries are finding new ways to keep their employees working while also fulfilling a growing demand for hand sanitizer. Tonight, that's RTV6's focus for our new initiative, Working Together. Megan Sanctorum explains how one distillery is working together to help protect some of the most vulnerable populations from the coronavirus.
Hotel Tango Distillery is donating 2,000 bottles of hand sanitizer to local organizations in need. And all of that hand sanitizer is being made right here in their Indianapolis warehouse. It's a product they never thought they'd be making.
It kind of just started as a joke, and then things got serious.
When they started hearing about a hand sanitizer shortage, leaders here jumped into action.
Travis and I are both veterans, and when times get hard, we've known to answer the call, and this feels like one more time of feeling compelled to answer the call.
Ginger Barnes is the vice president of operations at Hotel Tango. She says they already have the facilities and equipment needed to produce high-proof alcohol. So in just days, they created this formula, an ethyl alcohol hand sanitizer. Once they had approval from the federal government, they started bottling it up.
We have the product being made kind of around the clock.
She says this first batch will be delivered to shelters and other nonprofit organizations. They're also sending a shipment to troops overseas, helping not only those who receive the hand sanitizer, but their own staff members as well.
We haven't had to lay anyone off. We're in the restaurant industry and we have closed our tasting rooms, but because of this, we've been able to keep people working, which feels really important and something we're really proud of right now.
She says they hope to keep making the hand sanitizer as long as they can find bottles to put it in. The first batch was donated to those in need. They hope to eventually start selling it as well.
We're not trying to make a profit. We're just trying to keep going.
Working for you, Megan Sanctorum, RTV6.
And several other distilleries like Cedar Creek in Martinsville and Cardinal Spirits in Bloomington are also working to create a similar product to help those in need and keep up with the growing demand. RTV6 is on a mission to share stories of Hoosiers working together to make a difference. If you know someone trying to aid Hoosiers as we fight the spread of COVID-19, email us at workingforyou@rtv6.com. And our passion project works to connect you with jobs and resources. Now RTV6 is hiring Hoosiers is getting strong and fast results as the ripple effect of COVID-19 creates gaps and deeper needs in Indiana. Thursday, our Nicole Griffin introduced us to Senior One Care in Carmel. They say if you are out of work because of the coronavirus, they need you to help take care of seniors right now. After our story aired last night, Nicole got this message from one of the leaders at Senior One Care. Your work has already made a huge impact. My phone and laptop may very well ignite with all the traffic. You have made a difference in the lives of so many unemployed Hoosiers and seniors who need us. Today, roughly 40 people contacted Senior One Care about applying. They usually only get about 3 to 5 a day. And that's exactly why we do what we do to help if we can. And Hiring Hoosiers is there for you if your family has been affected by COVID-19 in Indiana. A full list of resources and all of our content on jobs and opportunities can be found at hiringhoosiers.com. Kevin.
We've put a lot of rain in the rearview mirror for now, over 3/4 of an inch in Indianapolis and a few other spots to the south with a lot more than that. Bloomington over 2.5 inches, Martinsville right in that ballpark, Bedford 2.3 and just over 2 inches in Rushville. All of that rain now is well to our south and we're dry until Sunday afternoon. Temperatures coldest in northwest Indiana, warmest in the southeast portion of the state in this latest battle. The cooler air will win out. We're at 42 in Indy right now. Through the evening hours, the clouds hang in there, mostly cloudy still. Temperature at 10 o'clock 36. In the morning hours tomorrow, you'll wake up with dry conditions and temps in the 20s.
As schools across the state remain closed through at least May 1st, families and school districts are adjusting. They are trying to make sure students are still getting their education from home. Our Nicole Griffin is on the west side tonight, where one school district is navigating e-learning for the first time.
The superintendent here in Wayne Township says they are facing some challenges when it comes to e-learning. That is because here in Wayne Township, they have never done it before. Dr. Jeff Butt says he believes the best way for students to learn is with teachers in the classroom. So he says right now they are taking it day by day as the situation continues to develop.
You can always ask me questions in that document too. Okay.
Stoutfield 6th grader Lindsay Starrett is video chatting with her social studies teacher from her kitchen table.
At the beginning of the week, it was kind of difficult for me because it's all new to me, and it's I didn't really know where to go and what to do.
But with help from her mom and teachers, Lindsay is starting to figure it out.
She's able to get online and they walk her step by step, even if it's something that they've taught before and that she just needs a refresher.
The teachers have worked very hard to organize materials that students can access in a platform that is user-friendly.
But Superintendent Dr. Jeff Butt says the timing of schools closing is creating a challenge. He says some are viewing this as an extra week of spring break and haven't even logged on.
Just yesterday, actually at Ben Davis High School, we reached out to over 700 children that had not yet been logged in for the work that we're doing.
He says around 11% of students don't have a way to connect to the internet, which could be why.
And so we have been working with Sprint, the 1 Million Project, to make sure that we are getting MiFis out, and we expect to have several hundred of those arriving over the break that we can then distribute to our students who don't have Wi-Fi access at home to be able to get connected with their teachers.
Dr. Butt says it is important for students to stay on track, especially those looking to graduate. Working for you on the West Side, Nicole Griffin, RTV6.
And a lot of restaurants could use your business right now. As you make plans for meals this weekend, consider getting delivery or carry out from a locally owned spot. We've made it easy for you with our constantly growing list of area restaurants and grocery stores that are still doing business. And our online list also has the hours of grocery stores, which have just changed this week. For example, Kroger is now only open from 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. instead of 24 hours. Our list also has details on food pantries in the area. You can find all of that on the homepage of the IndyChannel.com and the RTV6 app. And they don't have the option to work remotely. Coming up, how your first responders and officers are still working to serve and protect, even as COVID-19 changes the way we live in Indiana. And they aren't on the court, but many of the NBA's biggest names are doing some important work from home, helping to continue awareness during these uncertain times. That story coming up when the news at 6 continues.
0 first month's payment and 0 to its sign. Practically just sign then drive.
This is RTV6 News at 6, working for you.
Much like healthcare workers, police and first responders are on the front line of this virus, still out there working to keep you safe. RTV6's Stephanie Wade checks in with the Indianapolis Police Department to see how they are continuing to answer the call for duty.
Despite the rapid spread of the coronavirus, police officers and first responders are still coming to work every day. They ask you protect them the way they try to protect you.
You know, you certainly don't want to take anything home to your kids.
As a mother and wife,
I think with any of the service professions, any of the healthcare workers and police officers and grocery store workers, everyone's concerned about their family member out in the public right now.
Sergeant Grace Sibley with IMPD.
You know, our officers can't work from home. We all have to come in.
Says when the coronavirus began to spread in Indiana, they immediately pushed out the CDC recommendations to all of their officers.
Well, I know it's not always possible, but as much as possible, the 6 feet in distance, the hand washing, donning the gloves, which we have plenty of, and then, of course, supplying them with the PPE, the personal protective equipment.
They've since closed all of their roll call sites to the public and are working to file as many police reports as possible over the phone for crimes like theft and harassment. Dispatchers are also now screening people for potential COVID-19 symptoms over the phone as they take calls for service.
We're working with IMS and we're attempting to come up with a protocol about how we're going to respond to those runs. And maybe if people could call in, and when they call or when they need our services, let us know if you're having flu symptoms. Let us know if you're having the symptoms. And so that we know preemptively that we can put on our PPE or our gloves or stand outside.
Right now, they're monitoring the officers who are calling in sick but have not had any report positive for the coronavirus. If response times are a little slower, police ask you be patient with them.
We're here for you, and we want to stay safe while we do it.
Working for you, Stephanie Wade, RTV6.
And to report a suspected violation of the COVID-19 restrictions in Indianapolis, they ask you do not call the police station or the Mayor's Action Center, but instead email them and provide as many details as possible. That email is eocmanager@indy.gov, and we will include that in this story on the RTV6 app. Kevin, we started off pretty warm today, but some changes since then.
We had it rolling there this morning. Temperatures in the middle to upper 60s. This is the first full day of spring. It felt like it for a little while, but not right now. About every other day, our chance for rain goes up. We're dry tomorrow, back to showers Sunday afternoon, dry, as you can see, Monday, and then that rain comes back on Tuesday. Here's the good news about our Sunday showers. The rain will be light, certainly compared to where we've been, maybe under half an inch to the south, and then less than a quarter of an inch, less than a tenth of an inch in many spots from Indy to the north. Temperatures, that's the story. 42 degrees now. As I mentioned, 4:06 a.m. we were at 67. We've dropped a lot, and we've still got a ways to go. I want to show you what's happened to the warm air. It's been pushed to the south and east, but look at Charlotte, North Carolina, 83 degrees, 86 in Richmond. Temperature in the Dakotas in the 20s, and that colder air is going to win out here for a while. Let's follow the falling temperatures. We'll land in the upper 20s tomorrow morning. Skies will clear a bit tonight. We'll call it partly cloudy overall. That will lead to some Saturday sunshine. Always good to see the sun come back. We'll need it to help recover. Temperatures as cool as 28 in the metro area, but mid-20s. Lafayette and Peru, 27 in Muncie. Average temperature this time of the year, 54 degrees. We're way off the mark. 42, your Saturday high. The better of the 2 days, although we're just a few degrees warmer on Sunday. Clouds will increase, and our rain chances will increase to end the weekend. Tomorrow, there's your cloud cover in the morning. I think we end up with partly to mostly sunny skies in the afternoon. The wind will not be as strong. A cool direction, though, from north to northeast through the day, generally about 10 miles per hour in the afternoon. There are the high temperatures, all of central Indiana, dry with that mixture of clouds and sunshine. Sunday, some sunshine early. I'll put this in motion. You'll see the clouds increase first, then the rain showers late in the day into Sunday night. And it's possible we see a couple of snowflakes mix in with the rain shower activity as our temperatures get colder on into Monday morning. Monday's temperature, 52. We make our move, start to warm up a little bit, but the rain comes back on Tuesday. Rain likely in 54, close to 60 degrees in the middle of next week. Our warmest day next week will come on Thursday at 65 for the high, but with that warmth, again, a chance for rain. Amanda?
And the NBA has shut down the entire league for the next few weeks with no games or practices anytime soon. Many players are posting some important messages on social media. Brad Brown has a closer look in tonight's Sports Extra Spotlight.
It was the suspension of a single NBA game last week that really got the ball rolling on what has become a shutdown of the entire sports world. With the league on hold until who knows when, many of basketball's biggest names are going online to spread the word.
Please just protect yourselves and the people around you. Obviously, we know it's a tough time right now, but let's work together to continue to get rid of this disease.
Victor Oladipo, just one of dozens of athletes that are going digital to get the messages out.
Also, especially important that we learn what it means to practice social distancing. Avoid large crowds, parties, and other gatherings. Stay at home with your family.
Everybody do their part. I'm doing mine. I'm at home. Me and my family really enjoying family time. But as best you can, social distance yourself.
Utah Jazz forward Rudy Gobert was the first player to test positive for COVID-19.
It's all about protecting yourself and the people around you. I wish I would have took this thing more seriously, and I hope everyone else is going to do so, because we can do it together.
And some guys are getting a chance to share their off-the-court talents as well. With no games to be played, probably more of this to be heard for now.
We need to practice empathy, compassion, and just know that our actions and our words speak volumes during this time, because there's a lot of people that are going through it and have it worse than we do. And the only thing that we can do is just to continue to have, our message heard.
Brad Brown, RTV6 Sports.
Thanks, Brad. IndyCar is ready to go racing online. The series announcing the iRacing Challenge Series using the popular iRacing simulation platform. The races start next Saturday. They will stream on YouTube, Facebook Live, and Twitch. The News at 6 continues after one more break. Welcome back. Right now on RTV6, we know you're getting creative on how to pass the time as you're stuck at home, especially all the kids out of school. So here's one Indy family reworking the lyrics of a song from the Broadway show Hamilton to get their point across.
We think teachers really need a raise, 'cause when push comes to shove, it's not bad being with those you love. So wash your hands and read a book. Watch a movie or learn to cook. We'll be back like before when we all can go through these doors.
Well, that was 10-year-old Lily and 8-year-old Will singing Trapped at Home by both the rain and schools being closed. And their 6-year-old brother Connor comes in for an appearance at the end. They go to Orchard Park Elementary. And as you can see, they really miss their teachers and classmates.
They made it outside, though. They made it outside. All right, well done. Temperatures tomorrow, very cool, in the 40s for highs. We warm up next week.
Well, thanks for joining us. We'll be back at 7. See you then.